Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the RuneQuest rules by Chaosium Incorporated. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. Strong language, mature scenes, and rune magics are on the way. As this is our Glorantha, we will remind listeners that it may vary from the one you already know and love. And now, on to the show. Thank you for joining us again on another episode of the Old Ways Podcast. I am your Game Master this evening, Michael Diamond. My pronouns are he, him, and we are back playing Adventures in Dragon Pass, our RuneQuest series set in the world of Glorantha. We want to thank you for listening and welcome you in to this new day in RuneQuest and at RuneGate, which we'll get to shortly. But before we do, we're going to encourage you, the listener, to become a Patreon supporter. Why? Well, put simply, our Patreon supporters help funnel their support into the show and helps us do what we do. Many of the things that we do on the show, including paying game masters to run games for us and explore different worlds and spaces, can only really be done through the power of support. And if you have enjoyed our show and you have enjoyed the voices that we're adding to the collective gaming community, we'd appreciate your support as well. You can do that at patreon.com/theoldwayspodcast. And now, without any further ado, we will get to cast introductions, which begin to my right.
Hi, everybody. This is Heather, pronoun she, her, and I am playing Lysana, initiate of Ernalda, midwife. And at this point, she has a date on the morrow for a little bit of some Ernalda power working, I guess would be a good way to put it.
Sure, absolutely. Something certainly will happen in the morning. We have one thing to cover before we get there, but I'm certain that Vargas will be a part of it. So next to Lysana.
This is Jake, and I'll be playing Vargas, initiate of Orlanth and Shah, the Rainbow Worm. And I have marching orders, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Next to Vargas.
This is Morgan, and I play Alara, and our pronouns are she, her, and Alara and I are initiates of Mare and Gore. And our cat and I took down a bear last episode, and we have food now. Well, more food for Geos. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes next.
Yeah, no, I'm quite surprising that you would find a bear, and quite surprising to the game master that you would survive such a critically difficult situation. But you did, thanks to our cat and your own ingenuity. And we'll see what happens next. Last, but most certainly not least.
Hi, this is Rena. My pronouns are they, them. And I play Faisal, any and all pronouns, initiate of Humacht and Heller. And I have been steadily drinking my pain away.
And there's an awful lot there, which we'll hopefully get a chance to excavate and get into rather soon. So we're going to part the veil and look in on our group. But before we do, because it's going to be a new morning, I just need to make sure I understand the sleeping arrangement. What we'll say is that Finn, for some reason therein, disappears after the puppet show. He is no longer in the inn. You're not sure where he has gone. He doesn't show up later that night either. So there are more than enough beds for everyone, unless there are specific cuddle partners we need to call out before we move on with our adventure.
I'll take my own bed then with our cat. I'll invite him into the inn, and he can come and sleep in the room. We'll cuddle.
Okay.
I'll wonder where Finn is, because he doesn't normally, he does wander off, but maybe that's a different problem for tomorrow to figure out.
Indeed it is. So morning arrives, or is about to, and Lysana, you are awake. Mm-hmm. You're not necessarily used to being up this early to greet the sun, so to speak. But you do on this occasion, because you have been asked to. And one of the things that you learn soon thereafter, going out from this longhouse, finding your way through the streets of RuneGate, and then eventually out the RuneGate itself, is that Calvel is accompanied by many of her children, but then also accompanied by a few initiates of a local temple you're not familiar with. And these bear the light and the truth rune. And you get a bit of a history lesson, so to speak, that morning. And you learn of Elmal, who is a sun god of the Storm Tribe. And you learn that he is a god of horses, that he married Orlan's horse-loving daughter ages ago. And through contact with Darahapa, Elmal was revealed as another name for Yomalio. And so here they call Yomalio Elmal. And so these are essentially, for lack of a better mental framework for you, these are Elmal servitors who worship Yomalio through their own sort of specific Storm Tribe lens. And Arnalda is here because, well, she's just about everywhere.
Right.
And there's a wonderful sort of back and forth between the two groups. Colville is, when you arrive for prayer, she goes to one of these Elmal worshippers. And you learn his name as Selamal the True. And you go to talk with her, and she says that she has, as before the sun comes up, she says she has something critical she must do. And she goes and lays down naked in the field here. And she lays there until Selamal approaches her, and he crouches like behind her body and waits and waits. And in this twilight of dawn, as the sun rises, Selamal stands up very slowly, in time with the rising of the sun.
Oh, wow.
And you get this beautiful echo of the sun coming out of the earth and the rays of light that dance down on all of these bodies. There's probably a collection of about 15 or 20 people who are out here, all ages. And it's a beautiful way to sort of see the greeting of the morning. And then there are some very familiar touchstones, stuff likely you would have seen within the Vale at the same time. Calval does some very similar Arnaldan rituals as far as bringing people together, making certain that the Earth Mother is properly anointed and blessed. She goes person by person, although she does go throughout all of the women first. The men come second. And then after that, she passes to the servitors of Elmal. And so there does seem to be sort of kind of a pecking order here. But it doesn't seem to put anybody off by any means. Everybody still gets blessed by the Earth Mother, you included. And the blessing is essentially an anointing of oil, and then like kisses. Like, can you feel the breath of the mother in her mouth?
Right.
She doesn't kiss you in the mouth, but you feel it extol out of her body. And it's like a hug from your mother. That's what it feels like. It feels like the root of the earth takes hold on your ankles and locks you in place to remind you that you are a part of her. It's a beautiful experience.
I lean into it fully. Just follow along those parts of the ritual that are familiar. Will make it easy. The parts that are not, I will take my cues from those around me who obviously seem to know more of what's going on than I do.
Yeah. You get a good sense for a lot of what the servitors here, especially those who follow Elmal, are in. They're very much here in RuneGate to do protective things. There aren't as many Orlanthi here as far as warriors go because, of course, given what happened with the Crimson Bat and the complete wipeout that the army of Sartar took, there haven't been as many warriors. But these men here are tanned, they're athletic. Many of them have horses that await when they are done. Most of them seem to be carrying spears, and they're they're fiercely strong and prepared to, although meager in number, prepared to defend Runegate with their lives.
Well, they had me at the truth and horses.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
For Lysana, those are very strong pulls and definite signs, so to speak, in the right direction. So, I suppose once everything is done, I would like to go and actually maybe I find one of the horses that just, I don't know, just whatever's close, one of the horses that are close, and just kind of go over and try to pet them and just spend a little time and kind of to reconnect with that part of my ancestry.
Yeah. You certainly get a chance to reach out and, get a little time with the horses here. There are many of them. You see that they're all dark, whether they be blacks or browns. There's not a whole lot of model. There's certainly no light or white horses here. You meet Nelindia, another priestess here, but you're not familiar with, she's certainly not from Elmal. She ends up introducing herself as the priestess here of the Redalia Temple. And you can, if you want, given that it's a new day, I'm happy to give you an Ernaldan lore roll, especially given the all of the cues. I'll say I'll give you a 20% bonus to your roll now that you've heard the name and you're talking to her.
Okay. So with an extra 20%, that would give me a 45. Come on, dice. Be kind to this one. That is a 9.
Oh, very good. So you recognize the name, Redalia, or sometimes Redalia, depending upon who pronounces it or which way they pronounce it. Her father was Vinget, and her mother his winter wife, or Redalia, the red-haired daughter of Ernalda and Orlanth. So this is this is directly on the chain for you. She's a horse-riding goddess of the Orlanthi people.
Okay.
She's also sometimes considered the wife of Elmal, which would make sense why the temples are here.
Well, remembering my grandmother who followed the feathered horse queen, and I still hold the feathers in my hair always. It's a beautiful beast.
Oh.
Carries well, I'm sure.
Yes, we breed them nearby.
My uncle would take me on rides. Even though my mother would complain, I was supposed to be doing chores. He actually let me take the reins a few times, so it has been ages since I've been on one.
Oh, well, if you're staying for a while, certainly we could arrange something.
I would love to. My grandmother would ride these into battle and to do both cutting through supply lines.
Well, then perhaps we'll set something up. I'm certain, unless you're planning on leaving anytime soon, I'm certain we can figure something out. We can let you trot one of these around the city for a bit, if you'd like.
Oh, goodness, I would probably look a sight. I would love the opportunity. Been a long time. I don't know what my plan is. My companions were still very much asleep. Mornings are not generally their time, though it even is a bit early for me.
Oh. We sometimes must rise early to get things done.
Oh, absolutely. I was glad to do it, to see the sun come up, to witness that. We don't have followers. Well, we didn't have followers. We had our followers of Orlanth or Ernalda, but that was pretty much it. In the Vale, we were small. Sorry, should not bring any sadness into this beautiful morning.
No. We understand sadness here.
Have you been here your whole life?
Oh, no. Not my whole life, but we came about 10 years ago.
From where, if I may ask?
North. We came down through some of the hills, some of the older Tarshite clans when things changed with the Lunar Army. Many people moved south as fast as they could. And then when they kept coming, we were dispersed and moved around, and eventually we came to RuneGate, and it seems to be a place where we can worship and we can stay away from many of their patrols. They do not consider RuneGate a threat anymore. It has been crushed.
Hopefully they will continue to not see its value or worth and allow the people here to be free as one can be in these circumstances.
None of us are free from lunar taxation. We are busy building their emperor's next palace.
Yes, because that's exactly what is needed. You've been as a resident here, I have heard when we got into town yesterday about I don't like to bring it up, and please tell me if I'm out of line, but the dead rise and the troll attacks?
Yes. Upland Marsh, which is not far from here, is sometimes a festering fen that boils over and sends the undead our way. Lunar troops have used that in the past to summon and pull masses of undead bodies. It's a rather disgusting act, which they have done before. But trolls, the ooze, they are a different problem. Beings of chaos. The Elmal give them no quarter. The men keep their spears sharp. They look forward to it.
It seems... It almost sounds like it's coordinated. I mean, for the trolls to only come in when these spirits attack, does it not seem odd to anyone else?
It seems odd to all of us. But we have not been able to locate any sort of leader on their side that would be summoning or pulling these forces closer. The horsemen do everything that they can, but we have not located them just yet.
The pockets of the dead seem to be around this space. My companions and I came across a couple of on our way here.
Unfortunately, our land, much of Dragon Pass, is littered with the dead. The Lunars have saw to that. I can only imagine some of the other cities that have been sacked and turned have spirits that harbor resentment towards their once and still living foe.
There was only a way to put some of them to rest.
I ask a Humakti. They'll happily put the undead to rest.
Oh, I am very much aware of that. There seem to be quite a few.
We will continue to do what we can.
Well, as my companions and I have already stated, as she's continuing to brush the horse. As long as we are here, and I'm at this point, I'm not sure how long that will be, but as long as we are here, we are very willing to lend a hand in assisting with any. Hopefully there will not be any attacks, but should there be?
Well, if you hear the bell toll over the rune gate, then you know that there is an attack. Simply assemble at the gate and prepare to defend the city with your life.
And out of curiosity, on a completely unrelated note, these beautiful animals, would there, I know the numbers are probably few, but would there be any available for sale or trade?
Certainly, there are some that might be available for sale or trade. It would depend on what the needs were, and then which steed you'd like the most.
Well, my companions and I at some point will have to leave. We do have to return to Boldhome.
Mm-hmm.
We have work there that we need to address. Now that the caravan has been seen safely here, it would be much nicer to ride, I think, than it would be to walk, and potentially faster, of course.
Very well.
Well, I shall let my companions know. I know one for a fact will be most happy to hear about the potential that she may actually have a horse. I know she has been so eager to acquire one.
Eager. Very well. Let me know.
I will. Thank you.
So inside Geo's, the rest of you likely wake up at some point within the morning. Not simply as early as to watch the sun rise, but you wake and you have an opportunity to have something for breakfast, likely an assortment of, bear meat and eggs or mead, that sort of thing. A nice, full breakfast if you're up for it.
I am famished. I go sit at the bar and eat some, I'm assuming it's stew. Hopefully it's stew. And drink some more ale. Because, nothing says breakfast like some ale and some bear stew.
So you get, there's no bear stew. They're not making bear stew in the morning. Stew is the thing that takes time.
Is there eggs? Do they have eggs here?
Eggs. You get three things, three basic things with maybe a fourth on the side. You get eggs, yes. You get basically like bear steak. You get potatoes, because of course you get potatoes. Everything is slathered in garlic. And then if you'd like, there is some honeyed bread that it looks like Kelval has dropped off for the group.
Of course. Honey bread sounds delicious. Actually sounds delicious in real life too.
Faisal was actually up before sunrise. They normally are, and went out to pray for a while and to also do some exercises like warming up and some basic sword drills, but mostly pray. And then they'll come back in for breakfast when around the time they assume everybody else might be waking up. They might have seen Lysana leave, but
you traveled with these folks for a few days now. You have a rough idea of about when they get up. You would have certainly seen Lysana go out to the front of Runegate to, do her own personal journey and her morning rituals for Analda. We can simply assemble the group back in Geo's, and having breakfast is fine with me, if it's okay with y'all.
Yeah, that's good with me.
There you are. Full table, 4 spots. You still do not know where Finn is, and but you got food.
So now we have to decide what we're going to do. I think we should head to the block.
That is my instinct as well. We need to find your father and anyone else who might have survived.
Yes.
Oh, I agree. Should we... I've heard they're having trouble with trolls here. Did anybody else hear that as well?
Yes.
Yes. We are not equipped to take on an entire troll problem for an entire city.
And even if we were, we have more pressing concerns.
You're right. So, what's next?
Say we travel back to Boldhome and then from there to the block.
I think we take a day to rest, perhaps. It's been a bit of a journey. And then we head to Boldhome and from there to the block. That would be my recommendation.
We'll be on our own this time, so we're going to need to get our own provisions.
Yeah, it might move faster now that we're alone as well.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But we won't have the caravan to and the horses pulling the caravan. So it might move a little slower as well. Alara's like shoving bear meat into her mouth. She still has dried blood on her face. She hasn't washed it off yet. Maybe we can find... I can go look for provisions after we're done eating.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to come with me.
We should attract less attention without a caravan.
I agree. Where's Finn? Has anybody seen Finn?
He took off last night. I haven't seen him since. He's
Oh my
probably
goodness.
drunk and lost all his money.
Of course.
He did this when we left Boldhome as well. I wouldn't worry too much about him. The Armali have a way of being able to turn up no matter what.
Oh, I know. I worry about him.
As long as he doesn't get any more of those creepy puppets.
Yeah. No. Still worry. He is like a brother to me.
Yeah, so with the group, semi-assembled and figuring out where they want to go, Lysana, you'd probably have some information for them.
Yes. So, as a return, now I'm probably quite hungry, as I probably didn't even have breakfast when I woke up. It was just straight out to do the worship services. So Lysana wanders in as people are half an eye open and morning, sleepyheads.
Good morning. Seems you were up early.
Well, coming of the sun and all that. I may have found a few bits of information, particularly one that you may be interested in, Alara. We might not have to walk to our next destination, which I'm guessing we still need to figure out where we're going. Where's Finn?
Don't worry about Finn. We decided that we're going to the block.
But Boldhome first.
Right. By way of Boldhome, right? Okay. Well, they have horses, and we might be able to acquire some. We might not have to walk the full distance. We might be able to make this a little bit of a shorter, easier trip. And no, I don't know exactly how much yet. I'm sure once we have an idea of what we're doing, maybe I can discuss it with them further.
Having horses would certainly make getting through the squeeze faster.
Very true.
Yeah, I would prefer not to go through that again at night, if possible.
Well, we won't. One way or another, we are not going through at night.
Is there a different way around instead of going through the squeeze? Maybe a different route? It might take longer, but less dangerous?
I mean, that you're aware of? No? Just looking at like the caravan travel spaces, the way back from RuneGate, you could try going cross country north and try to get to Dangerford and then come back south to Jonstown. You could try going south from RuneGate and going to Clearwine, and then eventually filter your way back through Quackford and Wilmskirk and then eventually back to Boldhome. But keep in mind that travel is going to be off road and there could be anything out there.
I think our best bet is going back the way we came.
I agree.
If we have horses, we'll be able to move faster through the squeeze and shouldn't be as dangerous. We'll also be able to stay the night at Apple Lane if we need to before heading through. Won't be the same situation. We can go through in daylight.
What about that bridge that we crossed where I lit the lunars up? Do we still have to cross that?
Yeah.
Awesome. I may disguise myself then.
Oh, and one other thing. If we hear the alarm at the room gate, the bells, be prepared. That seems to be how they let everyone in the town know that an attack is imminent. And it is, as I confirmed, what we were told here yesterday. It seems that the dead strike back, taking their vengeance, as misguided as it is. And at that same time, somehow the trolls seem to either know or have coordinated with these spirits And they will come in and they will just take everything that they need or want. Do we know how long we are going to stay here before we leave?
I would assume we would leave tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't want to stay too long. We need to get to the block and see if we can rescue some of our kinsmen.
Yes. It would be nice to have a little bit of a break, but if they are held in bondage, they'd have no break, and neither should we. Well then, I guess we have today to prepare.
Okay. So to continue to the adventure along, I guess I'd like to find out if anyone's going to do anything specific to prepare beyond getting provisions, right? And all the things that you would normally do. Certainly, Hordad can assemble provisions for you for the road. He's happy to take some of the bear meat into account. Obviously, Alara brought back an enormous amount of meat. And so it's interesting too, because the way Hordad explains it is Alara's bring back this bear in a way supplements the truth behind your addition to Geo's, which is all about hospitality and helping other people. And so in kind, he's going to assist you with getting travel provisions together to get back to Boldhome. And outside of that, what I want to know is what anyone else might be doing to get back onto the road, so we can get sort of a clear picture of that. Or before, if anything critical you need to do before you leave.
Faisal wants to go looking to get some artwork done.
Okay.
Whether that be if there's a temple of Humakt where a priest might do some work, or if he needs to look for someone else. But he feels it's urgent.
So there's no temple of Humakt here. A servitor or an initiate, or if not a priest of or priestess of Humakt to do it, then you can certainly roll. I would let you roll a passion, perhaps, to see if you can locate someone.
So I think that would make the most sense. So I'm going to roll I think because of what I want done, would my honor passion work here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because it's a question of honor for me. So my honor passion is 60, and I've rolled an 11.
Okay. You have rolled a 11 under a 60, so that's definitely a success, although I don't think it's special, but I'll double check. Yep. No, you're right. Special. Okay. So in your tour of the city of Runegate, this settlement, the former fort, you do run into a merchant here who seems to have been working with Asta Swift, utilizing some of the trade goods. There's some offloading that's definitely been done. In fact, you probably recognize some of the goods and items that he is selling. His name is Vada, and he can be easily identified as someone who follows Humakt.
I will introduce myself and strike up a conversation and establish that he's connected that way. And friend, I would ask a favor of you.
Certainly. Well, how can I be of service?
I need some markings done that I feel only a fellow follower of Humakt should do.
Very well. You can tell that his body has been certainly subject to many different markings. He has many different life path changes, as many Humakti honor their body and their god by marking it on specific occasions. Very well. Do you know what symbol or process you would like done?
I show him my wrists. I describe that I want as many interlocking death runes as I can get in a sort of these thick bands across both wrists.
I believe I can do this for you, if you're prepared.
I am. Grim seriousness.
Come by the fire. We will take care of it this afternoon. So the process of getting ink into your body in these ways is certainly not something the modern process would be familiar with. There's a lot of tapping. There's a whole lot of tapping by these diagonal sticks with pins that tap into your skin. It's sort of a symphony of different emotions. It's different feelings. It's pain, and it's that same sort of through point of resolution about the path you're on and about why it matters. And so I'll ask what Faisal's thinking about when he gets these pieces done.
Faisal is thinking about the choices they've made and how even a choice made in error has consequences that they must be prepared to face. And they're resolute in what she's going to do because they know exactly what they have to do to atone, and accepting the pain of this marking is for them just emblematic of what path they've been set on. And Faisal is praying the entire time.
Yeah. So for his part, Vada doesn't really pull any punches. He doesn't make anything easy on you. The interlocking that he does around your wrists is work that is done to be as you had asked, as many as he can get. And so what I'm going to do is make an artistry roll for him just to see how he does. It's not bad. I rolled a 12. So the death rune gets imprinted upon you. You probably get 3 rows of it. In each one, you get roughly 9 death runes that interlock. And so there are roughly 27 of them that pattern around your wrists. Your entire arm is numb afterwards. You want both wrists?
Yes, both.
Yeah, but both wrists are done. It takes you the majority of the day, and him the majority of the day, to do that. But you get it accomplished. So afterwards, you know you could still lift a sword if you had to. But maybe tomorrow morning, you might be a little lighter with your sword play. He gives you an ointment, a simple bag of ointment to put on it afterwards. He tells you for the next week, ensure that these are cared for.
I thank him and ask him if he requires payment and how I should repay him.
Certainly for my time and service. But I sense that Humakta's placed a burden on you. How heavy is this?
Take a deep breath. It is a weight I don't know how to carry. The weight of many lives.
Well, then I will take this as payment. He reaches out and shakes your hand. And when he does, you can feel like the power in his forearm and bicep. And you feel like your wrist just set on fire. And he looks you in the eye and says, in as best you can, serve and never falter from the truth.
I have sworn it.
Good. He lets you go.
I thank you.
So there was some talk earlier about horses. I just need to know if we need to cover the horses part.
Well, I will, once things settle down, I will, if Alara is not doing anything, I will even bring her with to see if I can find either the person I was speaking with or others who... In fact, I would ask our wonderful tavern keep if who I should be speaking with about acquiring some horses.
Oh, Nelindia would be the person to speak with. She's the high priestess. She would be in control of all of the horses there.
They would just make our travel faster.
Well, certainly.
Wonderful. Well, if we are planning on leaving tomorrow, then we should probably do this now. Alara, would you like to come and pick out your horse?
Oh, of course.
Well, I don't know if you were busy. I mean, if you want to go out and go bear hunting again, stripping naked and just letting it all fly to the wind and throwing your body at very large hulking beasts. I mean, I wouldn't want to stop you on that, but...
I think I've got my fill of bear hunting right now. And I think Marangor is satiated with the offering, at least for today.
At least you hope she is. Long enough for you to go pick out the horse that you've always wanted, because every little girl wants a pony.
Well, my father always promised me a horse once I, initiated into... He thought it was going to be Arnalda, but yeah. Hopefully he's not disappointed that it was it was a different goddess.
I think if he had seen you walking into town yesterday in the state that you were in carrying a bear carcass, I don't think he would be disappointed.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope we find them.
Come on, let's go. If we're going to do this, let's go. It might take a little bit of negotiations. Whatever promises we might need to make. So,
yeah, I only have so much money, so as do all of us.
Well, let's hope our good looks work for something. As she straightens her dress along her ample bosoms.
Yeah, isn't all our money tied up in a bank in not Boldhome?
Yep.
We might want to stop there on the way back from Boldhome to gather that back, right?
10 now. 40 when we reach Boldhome.
Okay.
See how that is.
So you get taken to a spot in Runegate where there's a temple, and out back of the temple there is a large horse ring. There's a stable, and there's a collection of 4 or 5 different horses. There's some still in the stables. There's some that are, having food and grazing. And there's some who are also cordoned off into a separate section. There's a couple of them. There's 4 that are sort of separated off.
How convenient. Okay. We look around, look for the person we're supposed to speak to.
Yeah. Finding Nelindia is not difficult at all. So she's somebody who is overseeing what's going on here, not only at the temple, but also in with the horses. This is likely something most of you would know, given that it is essentially sea season and the beginning of the year. At this space, they're looking at, all sorts of things as far as pairing and mating for the season and figuring out what horses are going to be viable, that sort of thing. But certainly making your way and up to Nelindia is not difficult. She's probably dressed in browns, reds. She likely carries a bunch of... she probably carries a satchel and... no, you don't see any weapons on her. But she's also adorned with probably 2 or 3 different feathers that sit in her braid.
I fix my hair. Just kind of flip around and make sure that the feathers are a little bit visible, very visible, towards the front as we walk our way over to... I don't know which ones would be available, but they all look pretty good as far as I can tell. Hello there.
Oh,
Greetings.
Good day. Yes.
We were told you were the one to speak to about possibly being able to acquire horses.
We do have several of them that are potentially for sale. How many horses are you looking for?
I gotta look at Alara. Are we looking at one for each of us, or are we doubling up?
I think one for each of us would be appropriate. If we were doubling up, that would tire the horses out quicker.
That's true.
Do you have any of the pole Joni ponies in your stable? They're known for being able to travel long distances, and we will be traveling long distances.
No, not right now. I have Galanas, and I have some of these. She sort of points over to a couple of these different horses. These are Sereds, which are literally the most common horse in Dragon Pass.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're hardy and well-bred.
Oh, certainly. I mean, if there's one thing that we do well, it is breed horses here.
Alara. And I kind of go up near her and think, maybe we should look for ones that we can afford.
Yeah, how much are the horses?
A Sered would be about 65 Ls. The Galanos are a little cheaper at 40. They're still young yet, so...
Would they need to be broken then?
Likely.
Hmm.
And then you catch a glimpse of it, both of you. There's a horse that comes out of the covered stable area. And it's gorgeous. It's a little bit of a small head. It has this like a shimmering gold coat, and its eyes are yellow.
Oh my. What is that? What type of horse is that?
That's a golden eye. So you'd be somewhat familiar, given your historical past, given your family past.
Okay.
Golden eyes are ridden by the pure horse people. So this is an exceedingly rare horse to be here.
Yeah. And she's still like amazed that she's seeing one in the flesh.
How much is that one?
A true golden eye.
Oh,
we shouldn't even ask.
I don't know that I would sell this horse.
That is a blessed horse. That is a blessed beast.
At market, sometimes they go for as many as 400 Ls.
Laura kind of falls over. Oh my god.
And if it were trained in battle,
even more.
One could get maybe over 1,000 for it.
I had only heard stories.
He's beautiful.
Very rare. But yes, if you could tell me how many horses you need, I could give you more of a final price.
I always imagined my grandmother would have ridden one into the battle. It's like a dream.
We still need 5 horses. 5. As much as I would love for Lysana to be able to, we do not have 400 Ls to.
No, I know we don't.
It is a beautiful beast, though. Beautiful.
If you want a Poljani, likely you would be able to get one in Jonstown if you could wait.
Yeah, they're a fairly hardy horse.
They are.
Or pony. They're a pony in the name. What do they typically go for?
Likely comparable. They might be slightly more expensive than Serene's here, maybe 70 Ls. They're wanted mostly for pack work.
Right. What do you think, Lysana?
Well, with what I have, I might be able to cover 2. At least with what we have on hand. The rest of the money is in Boldhome. It's in the bank.
I can cover a couple as well. But a Poljoni pony would be really
best.
helpful. And if we go to Jonstown, they might have a half-blood there, which would be...
You could perhaps trade horses there.
Oh, buy horses now and then trade them in Jonstown?
Yes, if you need something specific.
Yeah, that might be actually a good idea. What breed, Mike, did they have again?
So they have 2 breeds here that they're willing to sell, because obviously the golden eye is not up for sale. So they have a Sered, 65 Ls, and they have Galanas, which are ponies, at about 50. And Vargas cannot fit on a pony. for all the humor value that it would have. Honestly, he probably needs a Duran if you can find one. He needs a larger horse. So just expect to pay a little bit more.
Well, we could at least buy one or two to carry our provisions, and we can walk this fence down and get additional, or trade in the horses and get additional riding animals. What do you think, Lysana?
I mean, I suppose maybe we should take the information back to the others and make a decision that way. We have a little bit of time now that we have an idea of what it would cost us, and we need to find out what the others have available to them.
It's true. I mean, at least if we can get one or two to pack our provisions. So I think that would be appropriate, and we can walk to Svenstown. Yeah, let's take that back to the others.
Okay.
And she looks longingly at that golden eye.
Okay, so you head back and meet up with Vargas and Faisal?
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
That sounds fantastic. Playthrough.
What'd you find?
It is the most beautiful horse. We can acquire horses. I think we have enough between all of us that we should be able to all acquire a horse. Or Alara's idea of we get a horse or two here, they carry the provisions, we make our way to Svenstown, and we try to acquire better horses. But I think
Svenstown is near the block. We would have to walk the entire way there. I think part of the point was to have horses to get us there faster.
Yes. That is my thinking. It's much more practical. And besides, by the time we actually were to get there, we would have gone through Boldhome. We would have had the money, and we could see what we could get either in Boldhome or upgrade before we get to the block, which I think we're going to need the horses there, especially if we want to make a very quick escape. But we're going to have to be really careful with them. So do we really want to spend a lot of money on really, really good horses if we might lose them when we get there to the block, that is? I think if we just pick up some horses now to help save our bodies and our feet, I would be more than happy with that.
That's fine. They're 50 Ls a piece for the horses that are, yeah, but she didn't have any did she have any horses that would fit Vargas?
You'd have to go back and ask. You didn't see any.
I didn't even ask that.
No, because y'all were too busy drooling over
looking at the golden eye.
Yes.
Dang it.
Technically speaking, Vargas could ride the golden eye. It's certainly large enough.
But it wasn't for sale.
That's what you were
We'd
told.
have to steal it.
I don't think the Humakti is going to allow you to steal the horse.
No. Faisal gets even a vibe from Alara that she's even thinking that. You just get a little, girl.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Remember to put that in quotations. Just kidding.
So, okay, so horse for everybody. Does everybody have at least, we do need to go talk to see what, maybe Vargas should come back to the stables to see what fits him. Honestly, it's like fitting a helmet for war.
Yes, as we're all going to acquire horses, we should probably all go and pick out the horse that we want. I don't think Finn will mind as long as it's not some little trotting pony or something. Even then,
oh no,
that might actually fit him.
He would enjoy that.
Well, he's on the lean and lithe the side. I think he won't need anything very strong.
Even if he's too big for it, he would enjoy the comedic visuals, so I think we're good either way.
Yeah, horses are hardy. They can carry a lot.
I just hope he's okay. But who knows?
He's probably drunk in an alley somewhere.
All right, so you're going to go back and look at horses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back to the horses. Yes.
We'll go.
All four of you go back. We will say that that Hordad tells you that by the time you're done, your provisions will certainly be ready for the morning.
Thank you.
You go back and look at horses. So they have about 8 total horses for sale. You could certainly, Vargas, you could probably fit on a Sarid, probably the largest Sarid that they have. They do have a Darren here. It's not. It's in this other section of the field, and so because there's two rings basically.
Mhm.
There's a big stable and a small stable, and Melindia tells you that in the smaller sort of ring area, you'd probably have to wait for the horse to be done. She's like gestures over to the horse in the far field.
I do believe she means reproduction. Studding is, I think, what they call it.
There are very few Darrens here at the moment, and so we're hoping he will help things along.
Yeah. And how long do you estimate that'll be?
Well, with Caval's prayers, likely not long. Perhaps by morning?
I think we can wait, as we don't plan on leaving until tomorrow.
I would be happy to sell him to you if that is what you need.
I will most likely need that, yes.
Very well. And then what? 4 other Cereeds?
Yes.
All right. Given that there's 5 of you, I will take 5 L's off each Cereed. Let us say 300 L's.
Who wants to negotiate?
Sure, oh great and grand leader.
I'm just saying, what do you need, bargain? That'd be used bargain, right?
It would be bargain, yes.
I'm not particularly good at bargaining.
Ooh, I can tell. So here's the trouble, and I'm going to just sort of spell this out in game terms so you understand. The people who likely could bargain, especially one of them, should she have bargain, has a really high truth rune. And in some cases, it could be considered slightly underhanded at already getting a good deal to bargain for even less, which will eventually set off the Humaked, because you're essentially trying to take advantage of somebody.
The Humakti's already watching, going, where are we going with this exactly? Just kind of arms folded.
Bargaining is an ancient and revered technique.
Then show us your bargain. You could even roll for runic inspiration. You could claim a homeland passion. You go, you know what? My people, we bargain. And I say I'm not paying more than X.
I'm going to use my runic inspiration.
Okay, which rune?
Let's see. Which rune do I want to use? I'll try my air rune.
Sure. Go for it.
Ooh, that's close. 81 under 90.
Ooh, okay. So you get the base bonus 20%.
Yay.
So 20% to your bargain.
Right.
Of course, we'll oppose you.
Of course. That is 27 under 30.
Okay.
So not great.
You win this roll.
Really?
Yeah, she rolled a 98.
No.
She thinks you're hot.
Well.
Pretty face helped.
She is happy to be flexible and include the saddling and bit and bridle with them as well.
All right.
In exchange, she will require your services at dinner tonight. Alone.
You know what? I am okay with that.
You are, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So on that note, you collect the horses, and Melindia assists you with getting what you need to prepare for the days of travel ahead. The nighttime at the inn at Geo's is a little quieter because Vargas is missing. What Vargas and Melinda get up to, I'm going to leave to the audience to decide. But all I know is I know how most horse girls work, and you're going to come back to that inn fucking tired.
You know what they say, save a horse.
Yes, right in Orlanthe. So on that note, I will call this episode to a close. And when we pick up, we will be back on the road, back to Boldhome, because our heroes need to get to the block to save their family. So thank you and good night.